Hey everyone, welcome. So this is the second day, last day of Zoho Day 2025, and it's been a fun week so far, and I am here to wrap it up and cap it off with Aarthi. How are you?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Good, good. And we're going to be talking about Zoho Projects and maybe a little special announcement, right?
Yeah,
Some things coming down the pike a little bit.
Yes.
So Aarthi, tell us your role at Zoho. What do you do?
So I take care of strategy for the collaborative work management apps. So that's what I do. Do you want me to tell you what we're going to launch?
Ooh, do it. Go for it. Drum roll, please.
Right. So we are launching the Zoho Projects Plus platform.
Ooh, what is that?
Yes. So you've heard of Zoho Projects.
Yes.
And you've heard of sprints and the traditional project management approach. So we're putting all of this together in a unified platform.
Yes.
Which means it'll have your hybrid project management, it'll have your collaborative work management, and it'll have a layer of data analytics.
Ooh, thus Zoho Projects Plus.
Yes, and of course, contextually integrated AI throughout all of the apps, and it's all going to be built on a layer of security and data governance.
Yeah. That's the Zoho ethos, mantra.
Yes.
That sort of privacy layer, permission layer, right?
Exactly, all your roles and permissions. So every time you have access to something within the platform, it'll for sure it will depend on the granular access that that particular user has.
Right. So this week we saw like a lot of big announcements. Right? We saw the Z announcements, AI, right? Ask Zia, and so we saw some platform announcements, right? And the focus on the platform, the focus on that permission layer, privacy, security, the unified platform, unified data, the contextual data. Now with Project Plus, that still continues. That's contextual view of your projects, that visibility into all the different aspects of a project.
Yes, so I could give you an example.
Yes, please.
So let's say you are a manufacturing company. You're going to have your tasks and your projects in one place.
Yeah.
So every time your team wants to work on something together, they don't have to move out of projects to communicate. They can start a chat conversation right from there.
Yes.
And they can bring in documentation relevant to those particular users right from there. So, and you can see complete dashboards of all your work items, all the projects that you use. Sometimes you might have teams using traditional Gantt charts and stuff, and then you have these agile teams. So they all work together, and you can see everything in one place in a single dashboard.
Right, right.
And you can use Gen AI and conversational AI to get custom reports as well. So that's how it is weaved in as one story.
Yes.
It's not different moving parts. It works together.
Yes, and again, goes back to the Zoho ethos and behind your unified platform, right?
Right.
Everything works together.
Yes.
Everything, sometimes people look at each particular application or platform as something siloed, but it's really tied in.
Exactly.
There's it's almost like, I look at Zoho now, and as I've been covering you guys for years now, it's almost like what we used to call middleware back in the days, right? Where you guys become the glue across a slew of applications. And platforms, still keeping the context. And now with the Z AI engine, really keeping that seamless context throughout everything.
Correct. And it's not just within our ecosystem.
Yeah.
We integrate really well with other software as well, with legacy software, third-party apps. And Projects Plus will be a platform that will be available on the Zoho marketplace. Which means verticals, multiple industries can simply just pick it up and start using, customize it, integrate it with what they already have. Like they can bring in information from the IoT devices, from the existing data sets, external data sets. They'll be able to understand industry trend, the anomalies. So they get the larger picture and work well together, unified.
Yes. So give us some more use cases.
Okay. So I could give you a use case of maybe a banking company. Okay. We have one of our customers. They're a banking company based out of Canada. So what they do is they use our AI extensively, and they already have access to the platform because we've given them early access to understand how our customers use and like it. And what these guys do is they have these internal audits at least 5 to 6 times a year. You know how it is with financial institutions, right? So every time the auditors leave, they leave them with a bunch of issues and action items to take care of. So they translate all of this into projects as work items and track them all from there. And when they do that, they use AI. They use Gen AI for the documentation. They use it when they need to do status updates. And when the auditing is almost complete, they have access to all of these reports that are automatically generated because it's part of the same platform.
Yes.
And they can use conversational AI and get custom reports and just submit them for auditing. So it's all done. So that's an example of
And I love the collaborative nature of it too. You mentioned before. So for instance, to me, all projects are collaborative in nature, right? Because it's not just one person working on a project, right? It's a team of people, multiple people, right? Two or more, and they need to communicate and collaborate. And so within the context of a project, within the context of the data structure and so forth, I need to be able to sort of have a one-click metaphor or one step to communicate with a project team member, right? And so because the platform is unified, we can do that.
Yeah, so the idea is to not really focus on the tool, but focus on getting things done. So that means you just have to bring in all your data. Data is everything now. So you bring in all your data and the tool is going to do it for you. And in this case, the platform is going to do it for you.
Yes. And so with the big announcements now with agentic AI, with Zia, and you can build agents and so forth, how does those announcements impact now what you're doing with Project Plus?
I think it just adds value to us because what we are going after in projects is that there is a shift from intuition-based decision-making to data-driven decision-making. Right?
Ooh, I like that. Say that again one more time.
So there is a shift from intuition-based decision-making to data-driven decision-making.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, which means you're not going to be like, oh, so this is this way, so let us just do this. You're not going to do that. You're going to look at this data, you're going to make use of it. You're going to, look into the analytics, get some insights out of it, and then make your decisions. So that is a big difference. So having AI and all these announcements and all of this as a part of the platform only adds more and more value to us. More data, more AI, and they work well together.
More data, more AI, because it's data that actually makes the AI,
exactly.
right?
Yes, for sure, yeah.
Right, and with the Zoho platform, it's unified and it's in context.
Right, it
and
is,
so it's,
for sure.
And you're more geared towards the actual workflow. What are people actually doing, right? So to your point, it's not just the tool for tool's sake or this app for app's sake. It's what am I trying to do, and what are the things that I need to be surfaced up within that workflow to support that process, right?
Yeah, it's moving towards more of individual functionalities, but it's the holistic approach as to how we can make our business better. That's what our customers are going to look for. And that is what our aim is. We want them to be able to just bring in everything and it's done for them. And all they have to do is understand the data, understand context, and make a decision. That should help with better project outcomes, project success. They will be able to reallocate their resources, right? So that's what project management is, right?
Yes,
to be able to understand your talent, your resources, and put them in the right places to make the right decisions.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny too. One of the big things that we've seen, especially as of late with AI, we have a lot of overnight AI experts, right? But one thing, people say LLM and generative AI, and they just say these terms just haphazardly without sometimes understanding what it actually really means. But one thing that I think is missing from all the hype a lot is what are the real world applications?
Right.
What is the real world? I need to get my work done. I'm doing this workflow, whether it's sales, CRM, finance, whatever that workflow is. What's the real world application where AI can be brought to bear on that application? And think you guys are leading with the use cases.
Yes, in terms of I'm talking specific to project management.
Yes.
So in project management, when you have all the data, let's take a project for instance. Let's say it's 70% complete. So as a manager or as an administrator, you will be able to ask Zia in an actual ask. It's an NLP based model. So you can ask Zia. So how much of productivity how much has this person X, how much has he or she contributed? How much of time has he or she spent?
Yes.
Are there any overdues? You can actually ask these questions in natural language, which means it's going to pull up the data for you with the stats. And you can do this at an individual level or at an organizational level. And that will give you, and that will help you understand efficiency, productivity. And that's exactly what the AI we are talking about. It works for now. That's as
specific to projects.
Exactly.
And with that too, you can then, customize KPIs. Right. Because each organization is going to be the same. So you want to have a different set of KPIs for different things.
For sure, yes. You will be able to predict. You'll have predictive analysis. You will be able to understand when something was supposed to be completed, but maybe it's not, or maybe it's done in shorter time. So how well is the performance. So that's exactly where the KPI comes in.
Yes.
And all of that is possible because of the data that you bring together.
Yes.
And the contextual intelligence that you add to it.
And one of the big things too that, and funny, we talked about AI in this perspective, but one of the things that I think the tech industry has had their DeepSeek moment, right?
Yeah.
As of late. But I think one thing, it serves as a perfect storm for Zoho because there is a very similar ethos that Zoho has had in regards to efficiency and lower TCO, not just for lower cost sake, but you're still which I love the term Project Plus because you're still adding value.
Yes.
But at an affordable cost and being efficient about it.
Yeah, that is true because if you're going to compare projects, Projects Plus now, with the competition, there's no one really who's going to be able to give you all of this for what we offer. Indeed. And it's not just about the cost; it is about the value that you have.
Exactly.
Right? Because you're going to be able to scale up horizontally or vertically because we're part of the Zoho ecosystem.
Exactly.
Right? So as you scale up your business, as our customers do, you'll be able to simply just add on these products and get greater value for it.
Yes.
With AI being contextually integrated.
Yes.
Like, with Microsoft, you'll have to do something separately.
You'll be charged a premium
yes.
for the extra features.
Yes. Right now, that's what you have to do. Yes. And if you are going to use something like a Monday.com, you're going to have to add Google for your collaboration and your communication. But all of that is already a part of it.
It's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're adding the value and not nickel and diming
the
customer.
Yes. And all of this comes from our customers.
Yes.
So our product team really goes into it. They talk to customers regularly. They understand the support tickets that we get. And based on that, we've started building this 3 years ago. It's not just now. We've been doing it so long ago.
Yes,
it makes so much sense and has relevance now.
Yes, and I think to me that's not to be Zoho marketing, but I think it's Zoho's superpower, where you go through this period of co-creation with customers and partners to then create these what I call these interesting solutions, right? That you then can productize, right? And then they serve as an interesting proof of concept for future applications. So you then productize the stuff, and you get things like Project Plus and other offerings.
Yes, because 18% of our enterprise customers, which is projects, they are 18% of their enterprise customers, already use this as a combination.
Yes.
So then it makes the most sense for us to make this a platform and customize it. So our learning comes from there, and not really from outside. It just works well together.
And so it's co-created with customers and partners.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
So what's next?
Well, this is new.
This is the next.
Yes.
Yeah. And so how do you execute then on this announcement? And I mean, what are you looking to see as you release this to market?
We are looking at more vertical customizations.
Okay.
Right. So with our dashboards that we already predefined, pre-built dashboards that are already available, we want to be able to customize them vertically because we see a lot of our customers in manufacturing and construction actually use it for project management.
Yes.
And we've brought down our churn to 3% now.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Yes.
And the industry standard is 5%.
Yes.
And with something not so sticky as projects, because a lot of customers use projects for project management. They use it for a single project and then they leave. But we're able to increase that stickiness because we have collaboration around it. We have AI around it. We have analytics around it.
Yes.
And I feel verticalization. And we're going to be building, accessibility to be WCAG compliant. We're going to be having native AI as part of everything, and not just Gen AI.
Yes.
We'll enhance the UI a little more as we get more and more feedback from our customers. We're going to be able to do that.
Yes.
So this is pretty much what we have in the pipeline.
Yes. This is exciting.
It is.
Right, and so I mean you're planning, I think, with projects right now and the Zoho platform being unified, having the context. It brings projects to a whole new light. Because to your point before, sometimes projects were these sort of single event and then it's over.
Correct.
But now you can derive insights from those projects because now the data is in a unified structure, right? In a unified platform that you can then draw upon again and develop proof of concepts from. For future projects.
Yes,
right?
Data-driven decision making.
Exactly, right? And then with AI, you can you can draw on similar actions for different projects.
Yes. So that's what we're looking at. The shift and how we're able to accommodate all of this in a single platform.
Yeah. Aarthi, thank you so much. It's been
Thank you.
a great
This has been
conversation.
good. Thank
It's
you.
exciting.
It is. It is. Yes.
You heard that first, right? Projects Plus, it's coming. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Bye-bye.